Well, one thing I'm very interested in, having heard you talk about, and I don't know it gets talked about as much as it should, is that the way in which you thought of Silver Apples as being is composed for the medium of the LP. That it
Right.
wasn't that the LP wasn't simply a vessel for music that was composed in a otherwise, but in fact the music was composed to be an LP. So I was hoping you could talk a little bit more about that, because I think that's still
Yeah.
that's a
Right, I started that, I had this idea that back in 1959 and 1960, that with the new technology that was about to come into being, it was possible for a composer to be like a painter, like a studio artist, and where you could create the idea for a piece, and you could perform it by making the sound, and sit back and listen and say, no, a little bit over to the left, and and change things until you had it done. And then the logical thing to do, this was the early period of Marshall McLuhan, and I was very much enamored even before the book came out. It would become the medium as a message. It hadn't actually come out yet, the book, but looking for the message of the medium of the studio artist. The painter obviously has the painting. And so it seemed to me that the analog to that is the record. And the idea was to make you would work in Silver Apples. I worked 13 months, probably 12 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. And when I got finished because it was due in 13 months, so I finished in 13 months and brought it in. But the idea was that it didn't have a life except on that disc. And it was an exciting idea because, right now it doesn't mean anything. Everybody does this. This is the way everybody works. But at that point in time, you wrote a piece of music, you handed it to musicians, and you probably wouldn't even hear it in an audience. Sometimes it would be a year before you would hear the piece, or certainly months, and then you hear it inside of an auditorium, and you say, if I do this again, I would do this, or I would do that, and or the performance wasn't good, or this was a brand new concept, a new idea, so that was, I gave lectures. I would talk in public and in private too, but in public, and I would give this talk that was like, I was talking to symphony societies and things like that because I had feet in both worlds, and I would say, the notion of a record, the record player and the record is a record of something, but it's also can be a medium unto itself. And we were just getting into long playing virtual reality music where it actually sounded like it was the real thing. At least that was what we thought. And so I said, there's going to be a point, and we got long playing because you could get 15 minutes on a side, 15 minutes on one side, 15 minutes on the other side. That was really long. So I would say something like, as we get into this virtual reality medium in music, we're going to, as an audience, we're going to rise up and say it's immoral and unethical to take a piece of music that was intended to be performed for other people and to record it and have people listen to it not being played by other people. What we should be doing is commissioning a new music for the new medium. And one night, in the middle of the night, I had a couple of rock musicians sitting there, and as I said, the doors didn't lock, so in walks this guy, probably, I don't know, it was in the middle of the night, maybe somewhere between 11 and 2, 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. This guy walks in he was dressed nicely, let's put it that way. So I thought it was a costume, and he came in and he gave me this lecture about morality and ethics and records, and he told me the name of the company he had, which sounded completely stupid. I never heard of a name like that for a record company, and told me that they would like to commission me to be the first one to do this, and they would give me $500. And I thought he was making fun of me, so I kicked him out. And he left, and then the next morning when I got back to my apartment, I was getting myself toned down because I had to get the kids off to school, and I had this Brandenburg concerto I was playing every morning, and I look and it says None Such Records, and I thought, oh my God, it's a real record company. There was no place in the phone book. They weren't in the phone book. So I thought this was a great way to start my life. You know, I missed it. It's like I missed the train. And I get there, and the next night, around the same time, he comes in again, and I was ready to say, I'll do it for nothing. And he said, don't kick me out and just listen to me. He said, we've met all day long, and we'll offer you $1,000. And I said, I'll take it. And that was the commission for Silver Apples in the Moon.
Yeah, it's a great negotiating tactic.